Cousins to sneak it. Can he break the plane? Is he in? No signal yet. Still waiting. He's short. They slam the door. Scramble for the ball. It is a touchdown on their last breath. That's Diggs motioning across the formation. Allen looking the other way. Gabe Davis diving try and catch. They're within about 5 yards of comfortable field goal range, and they're going to get it here. McKenzie looking for the sideline, and he's got it with 11 seconds. From 29 yards, it's Milano this time. On 2nd and goal, Cousins looks to throw. He is. Runs again. Lawrence. Allen steps up and throws. An interception. Patrick Peterson. And in this.
Holy shit. Yeah, sorry to cuss right off the bat. Good morning. It's interesting to see you. Daily Sports Podcast, news, narratives, takes, gambling, and the like. And the game of the year, many say game of the decade, is certainly in the regular season. A lot going on there. You're going to need to talk about this game today, and you're going to need to say how good it was. It was insane. Bills were up. They blew a 17-point lead, I believe, or was it a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter? They blew a big lead, and then the last two plays, there was a two-play sequence in regulation that was so bananas that it can't possibly be. I mean, many coaches around the country are going to talk about how to QB sneak. If high school football is still going on, which I'm pretty sure it is all over the country. So here's the gist of it. Point A, Bills are really good. Point B, the Vikings appear to be really good. They remind me a lot of the Packers a couple of years ago, the original 13-3 Packers. So that's another talking point. If you want to sound smart or obvious, just say, holy shit, Justin Jefferson is the best player we've ever seen. He had the best catch perhaps in the history of the NFL. That's entirely possible. And I'm not making that up. So it's 4th and, I want to say 8. 4th and 8, game on the line, and Kirk Cousins just throws it to his best player, which is Justin Jefferson. And what does JJ do with that? It's going to be intercepted, but instead of that, here's the picture. Got it on Barstool Sports. Instead of this guy right here, Micah, I think it's Hyde. I don't know who it is. Instead of him picking it off, Jefferson steals it from this dude with one hand. It's 4th down. And then on the way to the ground, the ball is moving. And he secures it before it touches the ground, which, remember, it's allowed to touch the ground. It's not allowed. You can't use the ground to secure the ball. He didn't. Observe. There it is. Instead of that guy defending it, now he's got 2 hands on it. That guy's got, look, the defender had it. He used his leg. Look, that shit never touched the ground. Are you kidding me? Look at it. Look, there's the ball. Unbelievable catch of my lifetime. Okay, so then the Vikings go down. They get it to the 1-inch line. And this is where the highlights started. The Bills stop the Vikings within the 2-yard line 3 times, I believe. Maybe 4. I don't remember. Kirk Cousins' knee was down. Ball was clearly not in the end zone. It was very close. Then Josh Allen fumbles the center exchange on the snap, and the Vikings recover the ball in the end zone. Now the Vikings are ahead, but they missed an extra point, so it's 30-27. Then they gave Josh Allen too much time. But before they get to overtime, Josh Allen completes that pass to Gabe Davis. However, it was very obviously not caught. But the Bills were able to get a playoff before then. Josh Allen throws to Isaiah McKenzie. He gets out of bounds. They kick the field goal. Then in overtime, the Vikings go down. They kick a field goal. And then as the Bills are going down, they need a touchdown to win, a field goal to tie, and Josh Allen throws an interception. He had a couple interceptions, including 2, I think, in or around the red zone, and a fumble on his own 2-yard line. Josh Allen is and has always been just a hardware and software upgrade of Matthew Stafford. Unbelievable. Game of the year. Game of my life. Watching this happen was absurd. The conclusion from the Bills is very simple. They're very, very, very good. They run the ball like babies. The Bills and the Chiefs are built to beat each other. And occasionally when other teams come in and they're built for other stuff, they don't match up. They run like they're soft. The Bills are soft. I mean, I don't know how to say it. The Bills as a football team are soft, but they're really good. So you can punch them right in the throat. And if you do that, you can beat them. It's totally possible. The game in Miami was weird. If a team in northern New York, a team basically in Canada having to play on sidelines that are 120 degrees, and it's like people don't assume like Miami's a weather game. It's a fucking weather game. It's so hot. It is so hot in Miami. So the Bills 6-3. That division is bananas. Every team's got a winning record. I believe this puts the Dolphins. Let's double check my math here. NFL standings. I think the Dolphins are in first place in that division. Yeah, they're 7-3. Jets are 6-3. Bills are 6-3. Pats are 5-4. The Bills have a head-to-head win over the Jets, but a head-to-head loss over the Dolphins. And the Dolphins are the only team in the division not to have a bye. There were other good games around the NFL, but you got to talk about this one. So let's just recuperate our talking points. Justin Jefferson, best catch in the history of the NFL, in my opinion. Not necessarily the most important. There were other catches that had more on the line. The Julian Edelman catch. I thought the Julio Jones catch in that same Super Bowl. The helmet catch. These had more on the line. This is the most impressive play that a receiver's ever made. And they would have lost the game. And now the Vikings very clearly are the second best team in the NFL. Their only losses to the Eagles, who are undefeated. I don't want to be this guy, but my Detroit Lions did just fine against those teams. In fact, they were arguably the hardest game that either of those teams have played, except for the Vikings yesterday. And it was about the same level of hardness. Let's go to the Lions. Probably the second best game of the day, the Lions, I would say. Lions and Bears was incredible. Justin Fields is going to be the talking point here. Justin Fields, garbage at playing the position of NFL quarterback. Really, 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 really good at running with the football in his hands. And those things came to bite him in the ass on back-to-back plays. Here is, let's go to, let's find... So here's this big fuck up. Let's watch this. Let's watch the big mistake.
Their defense the last drive.
2nd and 18. Fields in some trouble trying to get it to come out, and it's intercepted. Okudah with the pick, and little one picks big one and takes it for a touchdown.
So that call, I want to talk about it because I immediately knew what was happening. I rolled my eyes. I was like, okay, that's a little niche, bro. So Justin Fields is number 1 and Jeff Okudah is number 1. They were college teammates and one of the best college teams in the last 5-10 years. This Ohio State team that they didn't win anything, but they were really good. And they called each other little one and big one. But you need to introduce that as the fucking story before the fourth quarter in order for people to get that. Okay, a couple plays later, it's 3rd and 2, so that was pick 6. Then the Lions kick off, and then the Bears run it, and then they throw it in completion. And here's Justin Fields on 3rd and 2 from his own 33-yard line.
On Fields will yank it, and there's room to run for Fields. Fields, baby. Turn it on the speed.
Amazing.
Fields on the angle, trying to outrace Okudah, and he'll beat him to the goal line for the touchdown.
Oh, wow. He's already the leading.
That's late in the fourth quarter, or midway through the fourth quarter. 9 minutes left in the game. Fields ices Okudah, so they cancel out. Throws the pick 6 so the Lions can tie the game at 24. Then he houses one so the Bears are up 7. That's how it was. So everything evens out. Everything evens out just fine. Then Jared Goff gets the ball, what? They go 91 yards and gets a big play to a guy named Tom Kennedy. When the season started, Tom Kennedy for the Detroit Lions was wide receiver 8.
One as Goff gets the shotgun snap. Throws, he's got his man, it's Kennedy. Tom Kennedy on the run, and Kennedy knocked out of bounds.
And then Jamal Williams.
Up the middle, in for the touchdown.
He's in second place for touchdowns in the National Football League. So the Bears have it. This is Justin Fields' moment. All 3 timeouts, 90 seconds left in the game. A field goal will win it. Remember how good he is at running the ball. He sucks at throwing, though, guys. I mean, I don't know how to say. He sucks at it.
He from Michigan.
We're getting man
to
So then you get Aiden Hutchinson, the 2nd overall pick from the Detroit Lions. Kind of making some plays here. Let's watch this pass rush win from Aiden. You can watch this on YouTube.
And it's Fields on first down. Fields
gets a couple yards.
Trying to provide
watch Aiden Hutchinson. Effort, bull rush, got him.
Hutchinson is
Hey, watch this play.
Trouble.
This is the last play of the game. So it's fourth and 8. Justin Fields has been dancing and running around. Julian Okwara with a ton of effort on this play, and Alex Anzalone. But the impressive thing is Justin Fields is just untackable. He's really good. He's a fast version of Ben Roethlisberger. Look at this. Nope. There's Okwara. Now watch Okwara has to get back up, and then he still doesn't go down. Unbelievable. So the Lions beat the Bears. That was a big win for the Lions. The game didn't really matter. Neither team has been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs simply because the NFC is garbage. But a great game. I think the Lions and the Bears come away from that game going, okay. Another big game last night. Arguably the second or third best game of the day was the Packers and the Cowboys. I can't keep playing Fox highlights though, so I think I can't do that. I'm gonna get DCMA'd. Usually when they DCMA me, they're just like, yeah, you can't make any money off this, and I'm like, oh yeah, take it all. But the Packers were down 14 heading into the fourth quarter. It was the first time in the history of the Dallas Cowboys organization that they had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter, and they blew it. They were 195-0 when they had a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter. But I think there was an interception, or they just stopped them a couple times. The Packers, what's happened all year with the Packers is they don't have any good receivers. So Aaron Rodgers, it turns out, just like we're finding out with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, that like other people make a difference on your club. Well, Aaron Rodgers started throwing to Christian Watson, the guy that dropped the first 75-yard home run touchdown pass of the season. And that guy hit some home runs, and he hit some singles, and he hit a couple bombs, and he played out of his mind. We should try to find the stats on this. But Christian Watson was I don't remember. I want to say he was like pick 40-ish. I think he was a second-round pick. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was a second-round pick. Everybody liked him. He played at North Dakota State. Excuse me. He's number 9 for the Packers. He played at North Dakota State. They didn't really ask him to catch the ball a lot. And he's great at everything about receiver. His routes are crazy. He's insanely fast. He's super tall. He just sucks at catching the football. And he had some egregious drops in this game. Egregious. But he did have a couple catches. He had 4 catches for 107 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rather efficient afternoon. I would like the Packers to fuck all the way off. I bet $5 on a 4-leg parlay. It would have won me $280. All I needed was the Dallas Cowboys to cover, and they were up 14 in the fourth quarter, and then I started eating dinner. So this loss is on me. I got to get better every week, and, just got to get out there and watch the tape, and just like I said, get better every week. That's what we're here to do, and that's what I plan to do. The Raiders are collapsing. Everybody making fun of Jeff Saturday, the offensive lineman ESPN host. It's so obvious they were going to win. They were playing the Raiders, who suck. Josh McDaniels, let's Google him real quick because he might have been fired. Josh McDaniels. He wasn't last night. No, he has not yet been fired, but he will be fired today, I would imagine. He lost to an ESPN analyst. It's so funny. So just for the events here. Colts suck. Ownership wants to move on from Frank Reich. So step one, they forced Frank Reich to bench Matt Ryan. Okay, the guy that was an MVP and almost won a Super Bowl. He's old, he's washed, but even the old washed guys who were good are still like Phillip Rivers did the same thing. The Colts were better that year. They went to the playoffs. So Matt Ryan was plenty good enough to win the AFC South if you do it right. But they just didn't have any good things around him, right? So they benched Matt Ryan. They put in Sam Ehlinger, who was like a 6th round pick a couple of years ago. He's his second year in the NFL. Watching him play is sad. He sucks. And then they fired the offensive coordinator after that game. Then Ehlinger started number 2. They fire Frank Reich. And then they hired Jeff Saturday. And at his press conference, Jeff Saturday says, Sam Ehlinger is our quarterback. And then on Sunday, they start Matt Ryan because he's like a real NFL quarterback. And then they win the game. Matt Ryan had a rush of 40 yards, which I'm pretty sure probably quadruples the longest of his career. That's a joke, but also kind of not a joke. And yeah, they beat the Raiders. Derek Carr had some sad shit to say after the game, man.
I love Josh. I love the car. I love our coaches. They've had nothing but success, way more success than I've ever had, and, I'm sorry.
It's tough, man. It's hard to watch. Hard to watch for Derek Carr there. They should be better. Belichick guys can't fucking coach football. They can't. They can teach it. They can't coach it. I don't know. They can't. They suck. They suck. They suck ass. They suck. There's nothing. At a certain point, you can't even interview them. They suck. They suck in Detroit. They suck in L.A. They suck in Vegas. Kansas City. They suck in Kansas City. They suck in Bama. Bill O'Brien was elite at Penn State, And maybe that's the key. I think the Belichick guys would crush in college. A lot of guys looking for a father figure, kind of like this men to lead them. That rah-rah stuff really works. You can buy into the program. You can also get away with a bunch of dirty shit. I think that guys like Josh McDaniels would murder in college. Matt Patricia, I think, would be an elite college football coach. But they suck at coaching pro football. So the Raiders are sad, and it's not going to get any better. Josh McDaniels, everyone expects him to be fired today. The Giants hold on to beat the Texans. The Titans and the Broncos play a sad football game. Holy shit. The Dolphins annihilate the Browns 39-17. The Panthers, of course, Thursday Night Football. Anything else I want to talk about? Oh, yeah. So the Rams, Matthew Stafford was in the concussion protocol. They found a concussion thing on a video. Then they're like, he's symptomatic, so they sit him for a concussion all week, and then he does not play yesterday. Kyler Murray, I believe, has like a lower body thing, so he didn't play yesterday either. So it's John Wolford versus Arizona Cardinals and Colt McCoy. The Cardinals won. They embarrassed the Rams. The final score was 27-17. It was not that close. The Rams suck. This is a factual statement. Right now, the Detroit Lions, who traded Matthew Stafford to the Rams for Jared Goff, 2 first-rounders, and a third-rounder, the Lions are ahead of the Rams in the wild card standings. They're ahead of them. That means that right now, the Detroit Lions have 2 picks in the top 11 of the next year's draft. The 7th overall pick that they would have if the season ended right now comes from the Rams. Similarly, the Eagles, who are undefeated and by far the best team in the NFL, they have the 5th overall pick from the Saints, who lost yesterday to the Steelers, who suck. The Steelers accidentally won a ball game. The Chiefs beat the Jags. Trevor Lawrence is getting better, but the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They only scored 27 points on the Jags, though. I think that the Chiefs and the Bills, they got to learn how to man up and play and run the ball. I don't know. They got to learn up. They got to man up and run the ball. College football over the weekend. Ole Miss and Alabama had the game of the weekend. Ole Miss could not punch it in. They were down 6 with about 90 seconds left. Got all the way to the Alabama 10, 20-ish yard line, and they just couldn't figure it out. Ole Miss is not, say it all the time, receivers are good. Ole Miss receivers are baseline much better than most colleges, but they're not elite. And the Ole Miss thing that you have to, the thing that you're going to want to talk about is just ask people, did you see that Ole Miss quarterback almost get murdered? Yeah, there was a face mask that was so bad. If the helmet hadn't come off, this kid could be dead. It was ugly. And it was a total accident, and it happens, these flyby sacks, and the guys kind of try to duck, and they grab them going by. And that happens. And then, oh, yeah, Michigan lost to Nebraska. Just kidding. I want to get you out of here on this. I thought this was really cool. So the Bucs beat the Seahawks in Germany. Bucs have better players than the Seahawks. Geno Smith didn't look good until the 4th quarter when he looked great. But the cool thing that came out of this, we'll get you out of here on this. Europeans are elite at stadiums and stadium songs, so they wanted to do an American thing. Germany's wanted a football game forever. They love the NFL. A lot of Central Europeans, Germans, and the Poles, they believe very aggressively that they love football more than England, but England is closer, so they finally get a game in Central Europe, and they do not disappoint. They sing this song in the 3rd quarter. One more time. Take me on to the place. I'm not going to sing. Yeah, I belong. This is my podcast. I'll sing if I want to. Take me home. Back and better than ever tomorrow.